Good day, fellow Jersey Nerds, and welcome to episode 48 of the Jersey Nerds podcast, powered by HockeyJerseyConcepts.com. I'm your host, Ryan, and you can get me anytime on Twitter at HockeyJC, or you can email the podcast anytime, podcast at HockeyJerseyConcepts.com. Today on the podcast, we have a whole shit ton of stuff to talk about, because this week was crazy for jersey releases and everything that goes along in the jersey world. We're talking about the Winnipeg Jets' new alternate jersey, the San Jose Sharks leaking their jersey, or whoever leaked their jersey, Colorado and Columbus bringing back old alternates. We're also doing fake or authentic and throwback throwdown. And throughout all of this, we want to hear from you guys, the listeners. As I mentioned, you can contact us on Twitter at HockeyJC or get us by email, podcast at HockeyJerseyConcepts.com. And as always, we have guests on the show. Friday's writer TC is here. What's going on this week?
Not much. Just sitting here in Georgia where it's still inexplicably in the upper 80s during the day, even though it's mid-September and hockey season is just around the corner. So I'm hoping it'll get cold enough that by the time the puck drops, I can actually start wearing jerseys.
Oh, yeah. Regular jersey wear, when it's appropriate, is a good time of year. Perfect time of year. Also joining us, temporary Monday writer and good friend of the show, Bpoe. What's going on this week?
Just recording a podcast, Ryan.
What do you think? I love it.
And for me, jersey wearing season started a couple weeks ago, as I'm continuing my tradition of wearing a jersey every day in October to celebrate the beginning of the season, except my collection has gotten so big that I now need to start in September and go all the way to November.
It's a 3-month extravaganza.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, so everyone's here. Everyone's accounted for. This is who we got this week. It's a fantastic week to talk about jerseys. Let's get right into it. Our top story this week is the Winnipeg Jets alternate jersey, which was released last Friday. We have an aviator blue jersey with a very classic striping pattern, big white stripes outlined in navy. And then we have the fantastic new word mark, the Jets word mark going across the front, standard block font and name on back. This is, of course, on the Adidas template. Let's review the jersey and just the one thing that really sticks out, the highlight of the jersey for you, TC.
I'd say it's that word mark. I love the way it looks. It somehow manages to get the old school feel while also remaining a somewhat modern design.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there. I think I really enjoy it too. I think it looks awesome. I think it borders on, it could be boring, but the crossing of the T with the jet shape is really what pushes it over the edge for me. Bpoe, just what sticks out for you on this jersey?
I agree on the word mark completely, but aside from that, the one thing that I absolutely love is the color. I'm really glad they finally used that aviator blue as the primary color on a jersey and just used it a lot more than they have in the past. I'm
surprised they did. I mean, it looks great. It's a good idea to use it. But I'm just surprised they did. I thought they would go with a navy jersey. How about the white stripes? I've seen some complaints online that they're too big. Do you guys feel that way, or do you think the classic look of this jersey is appropriate?
They look around the right size to me. I mean, yeah. It's not like it's the Capitol Stadium Series jersey's big. And if they changed it, what would they do? Take off like half an inch?
Yeah, I think they're appropriate. I mean, they're based on the early 90s Jets jerseys, from my understanding. So
yeah, they did have that in their release or on one of the reveal pages.
Yeah, so I personally don't think they're too thick. How about use of the block font here? Just a standard block font for the numbers, staying away from the font that they currently use, which I believe is called Featured Item or some variation of that. But do you guys like the use of a standard block font here, TC?
I do, because I think it, again, feeds into the almost retro aesthetic of it. My biggest problem with the font that they used is that I think the navy border around the white numbers is a little too thin and just kind of bleeds. When I first saw pictures of it, I thought that they had just gone for plain white numbers. So I think if they thickened it up a little, it would really help make it look like it actually has an outline, because otherwise it's just blue on blue.
Bpoe, any thoughts on the font that they used for this jersey?
Well, I absolutely hate the italicized font. It's still italicized, right? They're not one of the ones who...
No, I think it's just it's a standard block font.
No, I mean like on the home and away.
Oh, yeah. That's not changing. Yeah.
I was going to say, because I know that some teams like Calgary made their numbers straight up.
Yeah.
I don't think Winnipeg did that, right?
No, still going.
Yeah, I absolutely hate the italicized font, and a block font fits perfectly on a jersey like this.
So,
I mean...
You'd want to see a block font.
Sorry?
You'd want to see a block font also brought over to the home and road?
I think that would look good. It doesn't necessarily have to be a block font, but I just don't like italicized fonts on the hockey jersey.
Then just get rid of the italicized and just keep their current font, because I actually like their current font.
Yeah, that could work fine. The italicized font just seems like a holdover from the 90s to me, or the early 2000s. And also, I mentioned in our chat, whenever the leak first came out of this jersey, it reminded me a lot of the Penguins' 2008 Winter Classic, which, was also their second jerseys in existence. And if it has a vintage look like that, of course a modern italicized font isn't going to look very good.
See, I mean, I get why you say that, you're a Penguins fan, but those kind of arguments, just, I don't get them. Like, okay... the Penguins jersey was powder blue. This is a little bit richer blue, an aviator blue. And yeah, they're both double blue, but they're different shades of blue. There's no white yoke on this. I think from my point of view, people look too hard at jerseys and just want to say, oh, that looks like that jersey, or that looks like that jersey. I mean, there's only so many striping combinations that look good together. And I always note this. One thing that never really happened in the past, if you look at the classic Sabres jerseys from the 80s and the Oilers jerseys from the 80s, they are pretty much identical jerseys, but you never hear anybody say, oh, those Oilers jerseys just look like Sabres jerseys. So, I mean, it's something that's just come up this year that it started bothering me when people say that, but it's just I think it's an argument I'm just tired of. I don't know. Obviously, Bpoe, you're not tired of it, and that's okay. But I don't know how you guys feel about that argument when new jerseys come out.
I mean, I wasn't saying that at all to detract from the jersey. It's a beautiful jersey, but I mean, it really is pretty much the same except for that white yoke. And obviously, they weren't copying the Penguins. They had their inspiration from the old Jets jerseys. I'm not saying that they look similar at all to detract from this jersey. I love the jersey. I don't think they copied anything. They are just similar.
A little bit.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing.
No.
Like you said, how many striping patterns can you really have?
Yeah. I don't know where you land on this, TC, if that argument affects you at all, or if it's if you agree. Or
I don't necessarily agree. Like, I can see where the argument can be made, but again, it goes back to how many striping patterns are it. And even if it was, who cares? It's the equivalent of people going, oh yeah, I don't like this plot line that Family Guy did because Simpsons did it first.
Yeah.
And that's become the old joke. South Park even wrote, yeah, when you've got a team or a show that's been going on as long as it has, you're going to get some crossover with other iterations.
Yeah, good point there. So I guess, I mean, it's just an argument that's going to continue, and that's just how it goes, and I'll continue to get frustrated every time someone says something like that. But
hey guys, I just realized it's a blue Devils jersey without the yoke.
Oh, screw you, Bpoe. Screw you.
And if you change the striping around a little bit, then it's just a Leafs jersey that
the fuck
washed for a little too long.
Well,
why can't I hear you? That's for fuck's
If
sakes.
joining us is Mr. Profanity himself, former Monday writer, now Wednesday writer, Shawn. Welcome to the podcast.
Why the Leafs ever fucking trade Grabowski? He was going to lead into the cup.
Oh, boy.
Shawn, are you actively pissing on your floor?
What's that?
Are you actively pissing on your floor?
Passively.
Okay.
There's either some water running or you're cooking bacon or...
No, it's piss and rain outside in Halifax right now, and...
just thought you'd open your door?
It's coming right through the microphone, isn't it?
Yo, big time. That's all right.
Yeah.
Adds a little ambiance. We are talking about your favorite squadron, the Winnipeg Jets, and their newly released alternate jersey.
Hey, Shawn, the alternate jersey is the Devils' old jersey without a yoke, or without a yoke and in blue. Thoughts?
No. No, it's completely original. I've never seen this design before.
Okay, so we're talking about, we've covered that, I think we've almost all agreed that the new word mark is probably the strongest feature of it.
Well, sure.
That the arm stripes and the hem stripes are not too thick. I've seen that argument online. And then I was arguing against people who say that every time a new jersey comes out, they find a jersey that it looks like and complain about it. But I seem to be in the minority there. So why don't you give us a quick rundown of your thoughts for this jersey?
Sure, I think that it's good that they use this design as an alternate, because let's be clear here, this is an alternate design. We never want to see anything like this as a home and road, and good for that. This isn't a replacement for the home and road. This is purely a third jersey design meant to be seen 14 times a year. I mean, the fact that we get an aviator blue jersey, I think, is fantastic. This is something desperately needed from the team. On top of that, the word mark, as you said, the attention to detail in it is fantastic. The jet pattern alone, I mean, that there makes this thing. And the fact that it's not just going to be there, it's going to be on the helmet. It's a full-time thing now. That old school one that actually looked a little closer to what they wore in the 70s, I think that's retired at this point. I do agree with a lot of people's perception, though, that it could use a yoke. It doesn't matter what kind of yoke. A yoke would probably do something on the shoulders, and I don't know what it is. And anything from an actual shoulder patch, a new design, a monochromatic version of their current primary logo, to a yoke. But, I mean, as is, I really like this. I think that when you have a team that wears very modern jerseys normally, jerseys that are sometimes overly detailed, I think, particularly on the white, the way that the striping is on the arms, I think that is what the Winnipeg needs, is a very simple jersey. And at the end of the day, busboy or not, I think I'm going to buy this jersey. And it really is. And it really was something that Winnipeg did have a high standard going into what their alternate should be. And I'm glad, A, it's not just their 2016 Heritage jersey, and B, it doesn't suck.
All right, well, speaking of sucking, let's talk about if there's anything on this jersey that you think sucks. And I'm going to say the hanger effect. It's stupid. It adds nothing to the jersey. It's obviously just a gimmick. But I don't know if you guys find anything that you don't like about this jersey. Bpoe.
No, not really. I mean, it's not the most spectacular design that goes, oh my God, this is incredible. But
no, but not every jersey can be, right?
Exactly. It's pretty much perfect for what they were going for, I think.
TC?
I think it's a little bare up top. I think that they need a shoulder patch with it. I understand why they didn't include one, because their current logos kind of don't really match the aesthetic, but I wish they'd come up with a good looking secondary alternate logo to throw up there, because as it is now, it's, especially with the blue as the predominant collar color, it just looks a little bare above that word mark.
Shawn, anything that sucks about this jersey?
Well, sucks is a strong word, I think. But I agree with you on the hanger effect. I think that the reason why it works on the home and road is because those jerseys have never existed without a hanger effect. And in fact, they came into the league at the time that hanger effects were cool and hip and interesting. And
there was a time for that?
Well, barely. It was kind of, I feel like the Turd Burger peaked its relevancy.
Oh, God.
But also destroyed it. One thing I will say is I'm not a fan of this font on the back.
Like
it's not bad.
The basic block numbers?
It's just basic block numbers. Like,
I think it works because of the different font on the home and road jerseys.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's just I don't like when I don't know. It's just kind of basic. You know what I mean? Like, maybe a unique font would eliminate some of the arguments of, well, this is the plainest jersey in the NHL.
You know, Minnesota Wild's old font, except it's Jets coming off all the spikes.
Oh God,
there you go.
That's over the top. But I applaud.
And actually, the collar does bother me a little bit. It should be mainly polar midnight blue.
See, I love it, and I think this is what
y'all have stupid names for colors.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, TC's probably sitting over here. You know why it's stupid? It doesn't say Atlanta down the arm.
Yeah. Makes no reference to the city whatsoever. Both sides of the jersey look the same. And there's no little beak pattern in the hem stripe.
Well, fun fact, I got asked at work not just how many jerseys I own, but what are your thoughts on the Atlanta Thrashers? And I looked him dead in the eye and said, I love them.
We will be touching on...
Asks you to say different deserves a slap in the mouth.
So you have to slap about 32 million people because I think 90% of Canada's population doesn't like them.
Well, 90% of Canada can kiss my ass.
Well, before this really deteriorates into
that become a shirt.
90% of Canada
90% of Canada can kiss my ass.
There we go. We're going to work on that. That'll be showing up in the HJC line soon.
That's going to be my new catchphrase.
I'll introduce each podcast. Joining us this week is TC, where 90% of Canada can kiss his ass. Let's go to our ratings out of 10 here for the Winnipeg Jets alternate jersey. TC, start us off.
It's a very solid jersey. I do appreciate, as much as I loved the Heritage Classic jersey, I'm glad that they didn't go for it. And so I have to give them some extra points for coming out with an original jersey that didn't look like absolute shit. So they get a solid 8 from me.
An 8 from TC. Bpoe, what do you think?
There's just something that I really like about this that I can't entirely describe other than what we've said already, and I'm going to have to go 8.75. I was going between 8.5 and 9, so I'm going to split it right in the middle. Also, like TC said, got to give them some big props for actually coming out with something new and not just doing what everybody else seems to be doing, and Kachina or Oilers or so many other teams, and bringing out an old jersey.
Shawn?
9 out of 10, for sure. Again, full kudos for that original design. We don't have to keep going, well, the only new design's Carolina, which is nice. It's nice to go, oh, hey, look, there's a team that doesn't look like a dumpster fire. On top of that, I mean, it's the perfect alternate design that isn't a direct Heritage jersey for the Winnipeg Jets. Not that I wouldn't want a Heritage jersey for them. I just don't want it when literally every other team seems to be doing it.
Well, I mean, I love that Heritage Classic jersey. I think it would be cool if it was like 2 times a year they brought it back.
Yeah, and it should be against Edmonton.
Yeah, one Edmonton.
I think they are bringing it back for at least a game this year. I think there was something in there.
Yeah, I think I saw that too.
It said they were also bringing that back at least once this year.
Yeah,
then do it once against. That's a tough one. All the other guys relocated.
Phoenix,
Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona.
Phoenix would be a good one. Nashville will be. Nashville. Do it against Nashville because you want to look your best when your rival's in town.
All right.
But Nashville shouldn't wear their original jerseys. Like Nashville. No. Nashville throws back to 2016, and Winnipeg throws back to 1979.
I want Nashville to throw back to the mustard yellows. Bring those back for a little bit.
Mustard Tiger.
Thomas Vokoun, Wade Flaherty, and Brian Finley all come out to drop the puck.
Oh, Brian Finley.
Why can't Nashville throw back to 1979 too?
What? Then we have a shirts versus skins game? I mean, like... All right, I'm giving this one, I agree with you guys. It's nice to see something different and not just a rehash of a retro jersey. Colors look great. This is a classically striped, kind of simple jersey. I think they did a fantastic job here. So I'm giving them an 8, and that brings their total average score amongst us writers here to 8.4 for the new Winnipeg Jets alternate jersey. Let's move a little further west and across the border, and we'll touch on the San Jose Sharks now and this leaked jersey that we saw via Instagram. And, of course, all these stories are available on hockeyjerseyconcepts.com. Talk about the Sharks jersey. We see a black jersey here with a kind of recolored logo. A lot of the orange and white has been removed. Looks like 2 simple teal stripes on the arm, and then we have some sort of pattern in between those stripes. Not clear what's going on the hem, but I guess time will tell. We'll wait to see for when this jersey is released. But Bpoe, let's start us off what you're liking about what we saw so far.
As much as I dislike the fact that it's black and like black jerseys in general, I do think the black and the teal really play off each other well. And I think they did a good job removing a lot of the orange from the logo in order to help the black and the teal play along well and keep the orange from standing out a little bit too much, for sure.
TC.
I like the color scheme, and if you're going to do a sublimated pattern, working it into the striping is a good call.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. I like the idea that this could be a nice kind of simple jersey. It's black and teal. I don't know. It looks like it's going to be really strong. I think it might be along the lines of the Team North America jersey from the 2016 World Cup. Shawn, we're talking about the Sharks leaked jersey, and just what do you like from what we've seen so far?
The circuit board pattern. I think that's probably my favorite part about it. If it is a circuit board pattern, let's be real here. We don't have an official unveiling where Adidas gets up nice and close and shows us in 32K how beautiful it is. But
yeah, where's my 1-minute video with a trendy designer picking up the jersey and folding it in nonsensical ways?
Oh no, we need the graphic.
Yeah, I want to.
Black is meant to symbolize,
but it's got to have a name like Ocean Shark Black.
Ocean Shark Black. Oh, there we go. Hashtag name your team's colors. So the Ocean Shark Black jersey, I think, overall is... I like the fact that... So looking at San Jose's black jersey history, the first one was very white and black. And even the second one to an extent. So I completely agree with you guys. But it's a nice transition from the normal San Jose black jersey. This isn't just another San Jose black jersey. They're clearly trying to make this one different from the other one, which was different from the other one.
Yeah, whereas this one is even simpler than their last black jersey. How am I supposed to do a podcast like this? If you had the video feed right now, you would understand.
It's $39.99 a minute.
Yeah, I can't even begin to explain
what a minute this would be.
What's happening in the state of Georgia right now. But
I'm the reason we're going to have to instill an HR department.
I mean,
I'll try harder.
TC has just derailed this podcast with the most awkward urination I've ever seen. But I mean, anyways, let's get back to the Sharks jersey. It's simpler than their last one, but people aren't ridiculing this one for being so simple. Whereas the last one, they had to come out with the whole explanation that they were making it lighter for the players. They didn't do that with this one, which was a smart move. It's simpler than the last one, but I think people are going to accept it because they focused on the black and the teal, and they're going to own it with this alternate jersey.
I think they're like not ragging on it because they've just come to expect that from the Sharks. They're like, all right, Sharks are still sticking with their bullshit story. Let's let them have it. They're not going to do anything about it, so why even bother?
Now, I'm just thinking about this jersey, and I like the idea that it could stick with a black and teal theme exclusively. So I'm just wondering what you guys think. If black numbers with a thick teal outline would work on this jersey, or if that's going too far, Shawn.
It's not going too far at all. And I can hear the people already, but it's a cross-checker, a black ice jersey. Shut up. It's not. You know it's not. And frankly, if any team could pull it off, it's the Sharks. Let's be real here. Like that Tron-ish sort of circuit board neon look looks really good for the team. What I would like to know from San Jose is why, when they keep making their jerseys lighter, they decide to hang on to the front numbers. If anything, looking at Patrick Marleau's play from 2013 to 15, you could really see him slow down in the upper body. Those front numbers. And it's really disappointing to see that they didn't bring them back. Because I would have heard, front numbers returned for synergetic upper body play. Cuts to, Aaron Dell and Martin Jones, 30% greater glove hand.
Bpoe, just your thoughts on if black numbers with a teal outline could work on this jersey.
I don't think it would work very well. I don't like Philadelphia's Stadium Series / alternate jersey with the black with white outline, which is literally just a white outline on their numbers. And this would even decrease the contrast on that. So I think the only other way that they could do it is teal numbers with a little white outline. But I think that we haven't seen any official look at the numbers. There was a designer on Twitter, S7 Design, who mocked it up and used white numbers as a teal outline. I think that's the way that they should go if they do it. Well, I guess they already have done it. We just don't know it yet. But I think that's the way that they should go.
And that's the way they'll probably go.
Probably, yeah. Isn't that what they've done on the other alternates?
Yep. Now, my mind's going crazy here just thinking of more ideas, but if that is a circuit board pattern in between the stripes, throw that in the numbers, outline it in teal. This might be my favorite Sharks jersey of all time.
Black numbers with a black outline on a black jersey.
No. A teal outline.
Too much. It's too much, guys. Black needs to be done. Black jerseys are not something you just tack on. There has to be thought of thoughtlessness. A good black jersey doesn't connect to your team's color scheme at all. A good black jersey should interrupt it, if not completely go against it.
A good black jersey is like the interruption in the conversation that nobody wanted.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh, man. TC, just some quick thoughts here, closing thoughts on this apparent Sharks leak.
I get that the Sharks are doing their usual, we're going to make it as light as possible, but the lack of hem stripe is the biggest pet peeve for me. The shoulder patch looks like we could get a new design, or it could just be the full body leaping shark. The recoloring of the main logo, I don't understand why the stick is now teal if the eye is still going to be orange. That one or the other, either keep the orange in it all the way or completely eliminate it. And I'm just going to go ahead and say that when the best part of your jersey is a black on black sublimation, that's probably not a good sign for your jersey design.
All right, so let's give this thing a rating out of 10. These are just temporary ratings until we see something official. But rating out of 10, I'm going to throw an 8 at this. Bpoe.
I'm going to throw it a 7.5 because I also really think it needs something on the hem. But as it is, it's not too bad. And for a black jersey for me, that's a pretty good rating, I'd say.
Our black jersey expert, Shawn, what do you rate this?
I'll give it a 7.75. It's probably in the middle of my favorite Sharks black jersey. The original holds a certain place in my heart, just like Kyle McLaren's yellow visor. Let's go 7.75, but the official unveiling will do a lot, and I really want to see where this circuit board pattern goes. And honestly, consider adopting it full time.
Oh, there he goes again. All right, TC, your rating.
I give it a 6.5. It's not the worst looking original jersey design we've gotten this year, but it's nothing too special.
All right, and that brings the average rating. Now, this is just temporary until we see something official, but so far we're rating this thing 7.4. So once something official comes out, we'll see if those ratings go up or down and if the overall impression of this jersey changes. Now, we did have 2 more alternates come out.
I have one more question about the Sharks jersey. Does Erik Karlsson make the jersey look better?
Yes.
No.
Yes, because he doesn't play for Ottawa anymore.
Oh, so here we go again. It's the Marian Hossa effect already. Second somebody leaves Ottawa, Ryan goes, I've always liked that Peter Schaefer guy.
Oh, man. Well, again, Erik Karlsson comes up later in the podcast. He'll be making an appearance at Fake or Authentic. But
Spoilers!
Don't skip ahead. Listen to everything.
I haven't read that far, guys. Oh, my God.
Let's take a look at 2 alternates that we've seen before. They're now out in Adidas version. We have the Colorado Avalanche bringing back their navy, kind of Rockies-inspired alternate, and the Columbus Blue Jackets bringing back the Cannon alternate jersey, double blue jersey that they've been using. Quick questions here. Were these good choices for both the teams? And what did you want to see from them? We'll start with Shawn.
Good choices on both teams. Colorado's jersey, honestly, you could go full-time with this at this point, I think. But as is, I think Colorado fans will be happy to see this jersey return. It's clear if you look at it, this is built for the Addy Zero template, especially with the improvements in the collar. One thing that I don't like about this jersey is the single Colorado flag. I get why it's there, and it actually works better than every other flag patch in hockey. But honestly, just put the Abs logo there. And on top of that, I kind of miss the little flares the Abs numbers used to have, and here it would look really good. As for Columbus, I think that, great jersey, and they made a huge improvement. I really like how this looks with Columbus's current number styling. I just wish they dropped the vintage white on it at this point. I think it's done. I think that we've seen how it looks, and I think it would look better. And every mock-up I've seen, if it proves it, it would look better with actual white.
All right, TC, Colorado, Columbus, good choice to bring these back, or what did you want to see?
Colorado, this is the safe choice. I actually pretty much expected this. I think it looks better on this template. Something about the way the yoke sits. Still not a fan of the Addy Zero collar system. That Pentagon just looks super out of place. And yeah, but I like what they did with it. Columbus, pretty much the same thing that Shawn said. It's a good looking jersey, definitely an improvement with the new number style. But when I first saw it, the pictures that I saw made it look like they had ditched the vintage white for a solid white, and I thought it looked a lot better. Apparently, they are sticking with what they're calling cream. And one thing that bothered me that they haven't fixed is the silver on the cream. I just don't think it pops enough.
Bpoe.
Well, from a marketing standpoint, Colorado made an amazing choice because everybody loved this jersey, or almost everybody. From a design standpoint, I'm going to say they made an okay choice because I'm one of the few who don't love this jersey. It's not bad, but I've just never loved it. I think it's missing something. I say that as it probably is a little bit more to it than the Jets jersey, and yet the Jets jersey isn't really missing anything, but I can't really explain that much. But there's just something missing from this Colorado jersey, and I would have liked to see something new, but then again, it's better than them pulling a Carolina. So, I mean, I don't really know what would be the better choice there. And with Columbus, I do really like these jerseys. Like everybody else said, drop the vintage white. One of the Adidas reveal videos, the vintage white did look white, and it looked so much better. And then even then, the silver might work, but also drop that silver. No need for it. Doesn't work well with that blue and that cream. Just make it navy blue, and you're golden.
Yeah, I think.
Or I guess navy blue.
Yeah, agree with you there. And on Colorado, I think that's a fantastic jersey. It was the right choice because it's a young jersey. It hasn't had much time, so I think that was the right choice to bring that back. As far as Columbus, still a good jersey. I am disappointed that they just went with a straight Adidas collar and didn't come up with something new because they had on the previous version the Civil War inspired collar, kind of cut off like a polo shirt almost. I was kind of hoping they'd do something interesting and not just a standard Adidas collar. So I think that's a negative against the jersey. But I think Columbus's Cannon jersey is kind of coming to the end of its life. It might have a year or two left, but I think people, maybe outside of Columbus, are getting a little tired of it, and it might be time for a new alternate there.
Well, now I'd argue it's either time for them to put up or shut up, in that make this your home and away.
I think
or drop it, because but you're absolutely right, because I think people forget this jersey was introduced in 2010.
Wow.
This is not a new design by any. Rick Nash wore this in Columbus.
Yeah, with RJ Umberger and I forget who else was there at the time, but yeah.
This is not you're absolutely. That's just it. It's like, I think we're forgetting how old some of these designs are that are coming back. I mean, if Carolina or Boston's came back, that would be 2008 right there, which is the oldest possible edge alternate that could come back, because none of the CCM All-Stars came back. Or CCM All-Stars came over in edge without some sort of change. But here we're seeing a few. And America does know how to party. Again, $39 per minute on the HJC video feed. Why are you not subscribed?
All right, let's take a look at these jerseys in the entire jersey history of the Avalanche and Blue Jackets and where they stand. We'll start off with the Avalanche. Bpoe, for you, where does this jersey stand amongst their entire history?
Just alternates or everything?
Everything, their entire history.
I'd say maybe middle of the pack, if middle to end, because obviously the edge jerseys are the worst, and then maybe you got the original edge alternate, and then maybe this jersey comes after that.
Okay, so middle.
I'm not really sure. So somewhere middle to end, because they don't have too many jerseys after that, anyways.
All right.
So,
TC, where would you put this Avalanche jersey?
It's definitely the strongest alternate, and it's definitely above the edge primaries. But I'm just a sucker for the mountains on the Avs jerseys, so I'm going to put it below the original and the current primary sets.
I'm going to put it at the top. I think this is the best Avalanche jersey that they've ever brought out. I'm not so. I mean, I think the mountain jerseys are pretty good, but I'm not as in love with them as everyone else seems to be. So for me,
it's not traditional striping.
Oh, so true.
It has to be perpendicular, parallel with the ice.
Why are they all at the angles? That's stupid. Give me some straight stripes. So yeah. Anyways, this is probably the best Avalanche jersey as far as I'm concerned. Shawn, where do you rank this?
I'm going to put it at, it gets the bronze medal for me. It's a very solid jersey. I, being the black sheep of the group, my favorite Avalanche jersey is their original edge alternate.
You're so wrong.
I'm so right. And second favorite is
bad.
No, it's not. The Avalanche's original jerseys. My problem with the mountain jerseys is they wore them too long. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's great. Think of every one of those identifiable players from that era. And then just remember that they kept playing with rookie Peter Budaj in net and Paul Correa.
They only wore them for 12 years.
Oh, only 12 years? Well, pardon me.
Talk to the Habs. Talk to Detroit.
12 years is an eternity in Shawn's world.
What's that?
12 years is an eternity in Shawn's world.
Yeah, that's more than half of my life. Until 2 years from now, that'll be more than half my life. So, let's, on top of that, it is just something, I don't know, I'm nostalgic for the Avalanche's original alternate was the first jersey I bought with my own money. There.
Wasted.
All right, let's take a look at Columbus's jersey and where
it had a non-matching hem stripe.
Columbus's jersey.
Traditional striping.
Damn it.
this Jackets jersey and where it ranks in the history of Jackets jerseys. I'll start us off here. I like the original CCM alternate where they brought out their current logo with the black and blue. I enjoy that one. I enjoy the current versions that they wear. I guess you can lump the edge in there. And then comes this alternate. So I guess that's just above the initial home and road jerseys that they came out with. Bpoe, where are you ranking this Blue Jackets jersey all time?
They haven't worn too many over their history, about maybe 3 or 4, if you lump the home and aways together. So I'm going to say either first or third if you include the home and away separately for the originals, because I'm not really sure if I like it better than their original set or not, but it's one of the two for sure.
TC?
It's a good jersey.
TC.
Fans who follow the website and podcast will know that I absolutely abhor everything that Columbus has ever worn, except for the original version of this jersey. The original version, I think I would make it the top because of that special collar, but no, I'll say that this comes second to the original.
All right. Shawn, where are you putting this?
This will go, again, it will get the bronze medal. The reason being is anything wrong Tugnut wears turns to gold, so the original, I absolutely love Columbus's original jerseys, and I love their current jerseys. I hate their edge jerseys because the numbers look bad, and Steve Mason's a dork. And the black alternate, I have never liked. I've liked it more than before. It used to be my least favorite jersey in NHL history, but frankly, I don't like that logo.
Shawn, didn't you just go on a rant that black jerseys are best whenever it's shoved into a team's color?
But this one
for no reason?
isn't predominantly black. It's a secondary color.
Exactly. Now flip the colors, and you got a beautiful jersey.
Yeah. Wait, Shawn, what unseated that jersey?
What unseated that jersey?
Yeah, you said it was your least favorite jersey. What?
My absolute least favorite jersey in NHL history, like not in terms of the one I think is the worst, the one I think is my absolute least favorite is the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim black alternate.
From the early 2000s?
Yep, my least favorite jersey in NHL history.
But the classic stripes!
Yet another jersey that shoves in black for no reason.
No. You know why I don't like it?
Because they had a fantastic logo and threw it aside for a stupid word mark?
Exactly. And wasted a perfectly good shoulder patch they made for that jersey, and got rid of the best color on their jerseys, and it looks like it was voted on by committee, and it looks like you can get it from Walmart for $10, and it's heavily overpriced, and Martin Gerber never even wore it.
Damn it, no. Oh well, can't change that now. So there you have it. Lots more happened in jersey news this week, but we're not going to be able to cover it all on one podcast. So be sure to tune in next week where there's going to be even more. I mean, just came out. We got to touch on the Atlanta Gladiators, New Jerseys, and hopefully there's going to be some more NHL releases coming up or leaks. So there's more to come, definitely. But we have to move on to Throwback Throwdown. For this week's Throwback Throwdown, I'm calling it the Turn of the Century Battle. And we're heading back to late 1999. And we have the Atlanta Thrashers Navy road jersey going up against, this is from 1999, going up against the Dallas Stars black jersey with the big green star. So looking at the Thrashers jersey, as I said, Navy jersey, we have the chevrons, triangles, whatever you want to call them, running along the hem, outlined in 2 maroon stripes. We have maroon arms that kind of come to a point like a sort of wing pattern outlined in gold. Fantastic collar here. It's got those triangles again on navy outlined in maroon, and probably the best Thrashers logo. It's the bird one that comes to a point at the tail, kind of looks like a T. That is my favorite Thrashers logo of all time. That is the primary crest on this jersey. looking at the Dallas Stars, 1999, just after winning the Stanley Cup. This is the jersey they won the Stanley Cup in. So it's I guess you call it a black jersey with a green star overlapping.
No, it's green with the black star, inverse star pattern,
All
because
right,
the white jersey is white.
Whatever. Whatever. I'm seeing it as a black jersey.
The jersey is green.
Yeah,
but I think the star is also green.
The jersey is black.
The black is just the outside negative spaces.
Well, no, but the jersey can't be black because in that case the away jersey's green.
Shawn raises a good point.
The jersey is green, but the star in the jersey is also green.
Ryan's making me see things. I grew up with this jersey. I know this jersey. I own this jersey, and now he's making me look at it weird.
Shawn, you're correct. The away jersey, or the away jersey or home jersey, whatever you want to call it, is green with a white star overlapping it.
So what you're saying is Dallas wore two-colored jerseys. From 1999 to 2007.
Dallas wore green jerseys at home and black jerseys on the road.
Oh my God, that's weird when
He's not wrong.
That is so weird when you look at it that way.
It's so weird when you look at it that way. Oh, this is the traditional stripe. This is what...
Boom!
No.
There goes Shawn's brain. All right, but we're looking at the black road jersey for the Dallas Stars.
It's great!
Actually, I'm siding with Ryan on this. I see it now.
All right, so let's start off. Let's go. You know what? No, let's dive right in. We're going to start off with the Dallas Stars. Shawn, give us your review of the black Dallas Stars jersey.
I own one. I love this jersey. It's beautiful. I like these late 90s, early 2000s jerseys that have absolutely no striping on them, and it's all sublimated because they're really light. I'm wearing one right now, and they just feel like you're wearing nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Who do you
Stupid
think you are?
Nothing at all.
Stupid, sexy Flanders.
Who do you think you are, Shawn? The San Jose Sharks?
No. See, the Dallas Stars had the lightest jerseys of all because there was absolutely no striping on it. In fact, the inside of the collar, if you flip that jersey inside out, is this really weird tinted green-white that looks like you put a green sock in white laundry.
That's because every sublimated jersey starts off as a white jersey, and then you just dye the colors into the fabric.
I thought it's because Jason Bokashwa was really lacy with his laundry.
So technically, this is a white jersey with green and black.
If you really want to get down to its core, yes. Every...
Another monkey wrench.
Wait, no, it's not. Look. No, wait, never mind.
Look.
Never mind.
Thank you, Shawn, for saying look on a podcast. That's awesome.
$39.95 a minute.
It's not his fault these cheap bastards aren't shelling out for the video fee.
All right. I don't even know. Was that your review, Shawn, of the black jersey?
I love every minute of it. Yes, there we go.
All right, TC, let's go to your review of Dallas Stars black road jersey.
These are the Stars jerseys I remember. They won the cup in it. They had Mike Moe rocking it. I own the... See, now you've got this white, black, green. I own the other version, which I think is the stronger of the two, because on this iteration, I think that the crest doesn't really pop enough. I think they should have made that star white, because the green on green, it just kind of gets lost in it. I don't think the gold contrasts enough. But other than that, it's a solid jersey. My only real issue with it, other than that, is that on the back, the number kind of overlaps the bottom point on the star. But that's really not that much of an issue.
Bpoe, thoughts on this Dallas jersey?
Well, you guys know how I feel about black jerseys.
Is it a black jersey?
I'm just kidding. This whole Throwback Throwdown to me is the epitome of 90s design that doesn't take it too far. So this jersey is definitely wild and out there compared to a traditional hockey jersey. But it works really well for the Stars, and especially for the time period, it worked really well. The green, weird-looking shoulder yoke gives it a nice amount of color to contrast the black primary base of the jersey. And I do agree that I'm not a huge fan of the number overlapping the bottom, But I think that this jersey could come back in the modern day if they pulled a Colorado on it and just kind of made some simple refinements to it.
All right, let's switch over to Atlanta now and take a look at the Thrashers jerseys. Shawn, your review of the Atlanta Thrashers inaugural navy jersey.
Okay, is this jersey navy or maroon? Because I don't know at this point. What color is any jersey? I'm confused.
Every jersey is black.
Every jersey's black, and you're all wrong. No, I like this jersey. I do. It's actually probably my second least favorite Thrashers jersey, just because it was so dark and muted. On top of that, the teams were really terrible during this era. I mean, historically terrible. When Norm, what's his name, Miracle? When Norm Miracle is your starter, when Damian Rhodes goes down with all them injuries, and you have to wait for your Lord and Savior Pasi Nurminen, that's how bad it is. It's just, I don't know. I up to a point, I always saw this as the Thrashers jersey, but once, it's like they say in Atlanta, once you go baby blue, you never go back.
Do they say that?
I have not heard that once.
Evander Kane said that's Dustin Byfuglien, and he flipped them off.
That's not true, TC. You've heard it once. Shawn just said it.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, TC, your thoughts on this Atlanta Thrashers navy jersey?
Love it. Like Ryan said, the T-Bird is probably the strongest logo, so I like that place. I love the winged pattern on the yoke. That's why when I first got my first hockey jersey was the white version of this jersey. I got it even after the Reebok Edge cut came out because I wanted that wing pattern. That was unique. It tied into the fact that a thrasher is a bird. Fun fact, state bird of Georgia, brown thrasher, for those of you who didn't know. I love the beak pattern. It's something that is, you look at that pattern, it could be on the side of a wall and you'd be like, oh, that's the Thrashers. Like, that pattern is synonymous. The collar treatment is amazing. They had an incredible personal font. I actually own this jersey signed by Danny Heatley with his Rookie of the Year signature emblazoned on it.
I still have to know when he signed that, because it's completely appropriate if he had just won the Calder and then signed it Rookie of the Year. But if we're talking
he signed it getting into his car.
If he's
and all he heard as he was signing it was, Danny, come on, we gotta go. And he goes, Dan, just a second. God.
Gotta sign this jersey.
We'll make up
mocking Danny Heatley. He is a family friend. All right. He watched me grow up. He taught me how to kiss girls. He gave me my first driving lessons. You're set.
I still didn't. It's funny. Being someone who went straight from NHL 04 to NHL 10. Was the only guy on the cover of an NHL game for most of my life, and he didn't even make that whole season.
And one of the only. He's one of only.
They pulled the Danny Heatley covers.
Yes, in favor of Joe Sakic,
who they should have gone with from the beginning. Let's be real here.
One of only two cover athletes in EA Sports NHL to be pulled.
Who was the other guy?
Patrick Kane.
Oh, yeah.
It was supposed to be Taves and Kane on the cover at the same time. That didn't happen.
And that was, so Heatley would have been the only one pulled after being released, though, right?
Yes.
I guess.
Yeah, like they actually...
Kane would be the only one before being released.
Yeah. I mean, they had cartridges, CDs on store shelves, and that was like until Christmas or January, whenever
it was January.
His driving incident happened, and then Joe Sakic was there like a month later. Kane, they announced the cover and showed what the cover would look like, but by the time they went to production, they had removed him. Bpoe, your thoughts on this Atlanta jersey?
Like I said with Dallas, it's the epitome of 90s design that doesn't take it too far. I think it works really well. It's kind of like Colorado's or Dallas's jersey. It's not too out there. It uses team related imagery really well to create a unique pattern on the arms and the hem. And the only real problems I would have with it is kind of the muted colors of it with the navy blue. And I'm not huge on the font. I don't dislike it as much as some of the other ones that I dislike. Like, I didn't really like Ottawa's at all before they changed. I don't dislike it as much as something like that. But I think, again, this could come back today with a couple minor changes and work really well. Maybe even not that many changes. It's kind of like Colorado's in a way, where that arm pattern is almost subtle enough that it doesn't need to be toned down too much, honestly.
I would say, just looking at this jersey right now on NHLuniforms.com, but this may be the best collar on a hockey jersey ever. Let me preface that. Someone trying to do a unique collar. This may be the best unique collar in NHL history.
100% agree.
I think.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we're all in agreement, man. Maybe except for Bpoe.
No, I agree.
Okay, so yeah, best unique collar we've seen in NHL history.
I have one more note to add that I forgot about in my thing. I really liked how they had the yoke come down below the name bar and encompass the name bar. I'm glad they did that way instead of somehow trying to squeeze it on top and squeeze the name in. I think they did perfect with the way that they treated that.
Great point. Helped to add a lot
Fun
of...
fact, they did that because they were so strapped for cash they could only afford to print out one set of names. And so they just had the yellow and white, which they chose for both of them. And so they saw that it wasn't going to work on the white jersey, so they brought the yoke down.
There you go.
I can't tell if you're joking or serious.
It took until 2007 for them to wear non-yellow and white numbers because in 2007 the Edge system ended that. Or sorry, name. But yeah, every Atlanta jersey from the Edge home back to the beginning has a name bar that's got yellow or white letters with yellow outline.
All right, Shawn, pick your winner, Atlanta or Dallas, turn of the century battle.
Oh, well, Dallas for sure, because for one reason only. One of my favorite players of all time, Jason Arnott, wore the Dallas jersey.
All right, TC, now that you vape properly, who's your winner here?
You know, this is a tough one. You're asking me to choose between my hometown heroes and a gorgeous looking jersey. But I'm going to have to give this to the Thrashers for the originality and that they didn't just base it on an All-Star Game jersey.
I'm also giving this one to the Thrashers. I just think everything here is really strong, except for I was not a fan of the style of the numbers. But still, I think everything's really strong on this Navy jersey. So I'm giving it to the Thrashers. Bpoe, you going to give the Thrashers the win, or are you going to cause a tie?
Well, as much as I usually don't like black jerseys, I am going to give this one to Dallas. It's a very
white
tough
jersey.
It's a very tough pick, but I am going to give it to Dallas, I think.
All right, so we have a 2-2 tie. I guess this is appropriate, seeing as it's a 1999 battle. That it ends in a tie, because in 99, ties were still allowed. But maybe our listeners can break the tie here. Let us know if you're choosing the 99 Thrashers Navy jersey or the 99 Dallas black and green jersey. Let us know using Twitter @HockeyJC or email us podcast@hockeyjerseyconcepts.com. Let's break this tie, and I'll reveal the results next week. But now it is time for Fake or Authentic. Fake or Authentic? Fake or Authentic? This is where I come up with 3 statements that I believe to be authentic, but it's up to the writers to determine whether or not they think these statements are just like the jerseys you see around NHL arenas. Are they fake or authentic? Here we go. Statement number 1. Even more so now, I would not purchase an Erik Karlsson Senators jersey on clearance. Shawn.
I think the only one I would purchase is the Centennial Classic jersey. I don't know. There's a lot better clearance sends I can get. Get Dion Phaneuf, for one. And that's just a name everybody wants in any jersey.
Don't think that's accurate, but okay. So, are you fake or authentic? Clearance, Erik Karlsson jersey. Sitting on the rack. Are you buying it? Shawn.
Oh, fuck, no.
Okay.
No, because I don't like the Sens.
There you
The only Sens jersey I own is getting Ronnie Tugnut on him because he's Ronnie Tugnut. By the way, Ronnie Tugnut, we know you listen. You should join us on the podcast.
Long-time listener, first-time caller, Ron Tugnut. Go ahead. All right. TC, fake or authentic?
If we're going the primary sets, I'm going to go fake. I might pick up the alternate, if only because that's the only decent jersey in Senators history. I know there are going to be people who fight me on that. Whatever. Don't at me on Twitter. I don't care. But yeah, it's just none of their stuff is really anything that I would want to have in my collection.
Yep, agreed there. And they're the Senators, so that just adds on to that. Bpoe, fake or authentic? Even more so now, I would not purchase an Erik Karlsson jersey on clearance. Senators.
Well, right now I'm wearing a Matt Duchene jersey from after he got traded, so obviously the player doesn't really matter to me, the fact he's not on the team. But it really depends on which jersey it is and what the price is. I'm going to say fake on the home or aways unless it's dirt cheap, like $10, $15. And even then, I'd still have to debate it. But if it's either the Centennial Classic or the black edge alternate, the heritage one, or that white version of that, or vintage white version, I would definitely grab those in a heartbeat.
Okay, fake or authentic, number 2. I think that most NHL players do not care what their team's jerseys look like. Shawn, fake or authentic?
I'm going to say authentic to a point where as long as the jersey's mediocre at worst, they don't care. Like, if you look like the 07, 08, I don't know, okay, if you're wearing, the Buffa Slug or anything better, they don't care. You'll get some designs that split the team. But if you ever listen to the 05, 06 Stars talk about the Mooterus, and they kind of won't talk about it, they just kind of go oh, that fucking thing. It's funny because a lot of it's funny because you hear some of these players talk about the worst jerseys they ever wore, and it honestly seems to, from what I've seen, it stresses them out because it reminds them of it's an embarrassing thing, I think, for a lot of I'm wearing the Desert Scene Coyotes jersey, and that's something I think you can go, oh, it was an experience, it was a different time. But when something's genuinely bad, I'd like to know what Jonas Enroth's opinion of the Turd Burger was, because he had to wear it for every year that it existed.
I'd like to hear any pro athlete, any former Buffalo Sabres opinion on the Turd Burger. I'd like to do
how did it feel? Or Brian Giunta, how did it feel going out there with the captain's patch on it?
I think you pronounced his name wrong.
Oh, sorry. Biron Goingsta? Is that how you say it, boys?
I'd like to
Goingsta.
I'd like to do a mini YouTube documentary interviewing players who had to wear the Buffa Slug jersey to see what they really thought about it.
The Buffa Slug?
Or Turd Burger. Turd Burger.
I think we're over the Buffa Slug now.
Shut up, I meant Turd Burger. All right, let's go to TC. Fake or authentic? I think that most NHL players do not care what their team's jerseys look like.
I'm going to go authentic. I think unless it's something super stellar and they're yo, these things look dope. You're getting paid hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars to go out and play a game that's your favorite thing on earth. I don't give a shit what I'm wearing. I'm living the dream.
Yeah.
Let me wipe my tears away with $100 bills.
Bpoe, are you fake or authentic on this?
Definitely authentic. I mean, they're like TC said, they're doing what they love and they're getting paid for it. They're gonna play almost no matter what. The only times that I think they really, I mean, obviously, I'm sure that they all have internalized opinions on it one way or another, but I'm sure they don't care that much unless, like Shawn said, it's really bad, or like TC said, it's really good. They'll either praise it or they are embarrassed by it. And has an NHL team ever refused to go out on the ice from wearing a jersey? I know the Blues coach, wasn't it Mike Keenan?
Yeah.
Prevented them from wearing that jersey, but it wasn't even the players. It was the coach.
Yeah, the players didn't even get a chance.
Has that ever happened with the players? I don't think so.
So you mean like a Chris Sale type thing?
Explain that.
Well, okay, last season, or 2 seasons ago, playing for the Chicago White Sox, Chris Sale saw that they were wearing the 1980 sort of, if you don't know baseball history, basically in the 80s, the Chicago White Sox briefly wore jerseys that had dress shirt style collars on them and were very ugly. And the team even wore shorts at one point while wearing these. And he took scissors to the jersey. He cut up his jersey and said he wouldn't wear it.
Okay, I do remember hearing about that. I do remember hearing about that, yeah.
It would be like if, who's a jackass goal? Like Peter Mrazek. If Peter Mrazek saw the Carolina alternates and, like, cut them up.
Yeah, nobody's ever done that, right?
No.
I'm going sleeveless this game, guys.
No.
I have to see that stupid heathered pattern.
Okay, maybe
Looks like I can show off the pythons.
The pythons.
Suns out, guns out.
All right. Here we go. Fake or authentic, number 3. Fake or authentic, a jersey with the wrong style numbers is still better than an excellent-looking Chinese knockoff. Shawn, fake or authentic?
I'm going to say authentic because, well, okay, let me give you an example. I have a jersey that has the wrong numbers on it, and I actually think it looks better. It's my Mooseheads alternate.
Ooh.
The place I got it at, the jersey, the Mooseheads green alternate, usually has white numbers with a thin red outline. These guys put red numbers, alternating outlines.
Oh, you're talking. I thought you meant Manitoba Mooseheads. Now I get it. I get it.
It's Halifax Moose. And I looked
Proceed.
at it, and I was kind of upset. It's not accurate. And then I looked at it, and I said, this actually looks better. This actually looks better than what the team came out with. It's just their road numbers on the alternate. And I looked at it, and I said, it's Mooseheads numbers. It's a Mooseheads jersey. It's not completely accurate, but it's a fan jersey. And as far as I'm concerned, this looks pretty good. Would I prefer they were accurate? I don't even know if I would. I'll be blunt. I don't even think I'd prefer it if it were accurate, so I'll say completely authentic there. Now, is that a very isolated case? Oh, friggin' 300% right there. But, I mean, what are the odds that your team has better numbers they could put on a jersey and just chooses not to wear them? Very unlikely. But if they do and somebody happens to make that mistake, go ahead. Why not? Be a little unique.
All right. TC, fake or authentic?
I don't really know. I was going to say completely fake, but then Shawn brought up the interesting point of there are actually situations where you can improve on what a team did. Oh, yeah. For those of you on the video feed, Shawn is showing us the jersey, and it looks so much better. It actually matches the striping now.
Yeah.
Again, completely a one-off situation. Don't ask for the wrong numbers on your jersey.
Yeah, it'll look like an asshat.
Because they're actually not supposed to.
It's the question of, would you rather have a fake jersey that looks real or a real jersey that looks fake? Because you have the wrong numbers on it. Personally, I'd say if it's nothing egregious, like if it's maybe like outdated numbers, but it was the team's numbers, yeah, fine. If they're just throwing like a block font onto the fucking Coyotes, no, you're going to look like an idiot. So I'm going to say authentic in certain situations. And Bpoe, I'm sorry to steal your position on the fence here.
Bpoe, you going to join him on the fence? Fake or authentic? A jersey with the wrong style numbers is still better than an excellent-looking fake.
I guess this is technically on the fence. I'm not going to look at it from the same way that they did, because I think that looking at it from a design standpoint versus an, authentic standpoint and having it look accurate is a little bit different. And they're going from a design standpoint, and I think that in some cases, like Shawn's, it does work out for the better. But from an accuracy standpoint, my answer is it's authentic to have a fake rather than the jersey with the wrong style numbers, if you can't strip the wrong style numbers off of the jersey without ruining it. If you get a actual jersey with the wrong style numbers, but you can strip it off and get the real ones put on there, then definitely I'd take the authentic with the wrong style numbers. But if you can't do that without ruining the jersey, give me the good quality fake. And if nothing else, I can wear it for street hockey.
All right, there we go. That was this week's Fake or Authentic. If you want to chime in on any of this week's Fake or Authentic, get us on Twitter at HockeyJC or our email address, podcast@hockeyjerseyconcepts.com. Going on hockeyjerseyconcepts.com, as always, we have the jersey casual stuff available. Click on the shop tab. You can browse everything we have there. I still have my offer out there. Get the duvet cover. We'll throw you in the Concept of the Year semifinal vote. We have the Utah Grizzlies Just for Fun redesign going on. So you can get those entries in. They are due by September 21st, which is a Friday. Noon Eastern is the deadline. So get going on those. The winner gets moved into the next Concept of the Week vote. Speaking of the Concept of the Week vote, of course, we have that going on weekly on the blog. So that's what's going on the blog. That's what we have for the podcast this week. I feel like we are in the thick of jersey reveal season. So I already know next week's podcast, we are also going to have a ton of news to go over. So be sure to check us out. Every Tuesday, a new Jersey Nerds podcast comes out. Shawn, TC, Bpoe, thanks for joining me this week. It was fun.
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. And remember, everybody out there, when you get your Kachina jerseys, think of an obscure name to put on there, because Lord knows there are too many Shane Doan and Jeremy Roenick Kachina jerseys. Get Tverdovsky, or do what I'm doing with this jersey. Get Zach Bierk.
Only in Shawn's world. Who?
Max Domi.
Max Domi.
No, even better, Galchenyuk.
I heard Max Bentley, and I'm like, what, the Leaf star from the 40s? I mean, granted, fantastic player, Hall of Famer, awesome. Never played for the Phoenix. Watch this. NHL Legends mode. Play as Max Bentley. And it's him in the Kachina jersey. And it's like, oh, shit.
I think that would be fantastic. Oh, Bentley. Who's that? Oh, Max Bentley. He was an NHL legend for the Leafs. Okay, good. I'm glad you got that on your Coyotes jersey. All right, so that's what we have for you this week. As always, we want you to get involved in all the topics we talked about on Twitter and through the email address that I give out. I'll give it out one last time. podcast@hockeyjerseyconcepts.com. Be sure to share the podcast with your friends. Let them know every Tuesday we're coming back with a new episode. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you guys next week.